What's up guys and welcome back. So today I decided that I would do a book haul for you. I love to read and I love to learn, and I was left alone in Southend for like half an hour and went into Waterstones just to have a nose, and usually I just come out with like 1 or 2 books, kind of add them to follow on, but I actually came out with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 7, 8 books. So I'm going to show you what I picked up and explain a little bit about them and as to why I picked them up. By the time this video comes out you may have already seen a couple of these books mentioned, because I am halfway through reading some of them, so they will be kind of in my monthly what I've been reading videos, but so you might have kind of got a little bit more of a view about them, and if I have done that I will leave it linked down below and you can kind of read the reviews on them, and also you can always check out my book reviews and my links on my website, which is digitalmillionaires.co.uk, and there will kind of be a summary of all the books once I have read them up online. So let's get started. Most of these books are business related, some of them are spiritual related. That's the type of books I'm into. I don't really read fiction books. I tend to read things that will help me and develop me. That's just me. The first book I picked, the first book I picked up, there we go, got it out there, was Goddess Wisdom, and I picked this up actually from my herbology shop, and it says connect to the power of the sacred feminine through ancient teachings and practices. You will learn the history and the benefits of ancient goddess traditions, the 7 goddess archetypes and their corresponding chakras, the stages of the feminine journey and how to transition through each one, the 3 goddess pathways and initiation used by ancient priestesses, rituals and exercises to reconnect with your goddess, and tools for understanding and aligning the cycles of nature. I picked this up because I was interested in knowing more kind of about the goddess and the light and all of that jazz, and especially chakras and how to kind of meditate and connect with my chakras. So I've actually so far found it very hard. I'm about a third of the way through and I won't talk too much about it because it will be in my monthly video, so I definitely leave that link down below. But essentially I found it quite hard to read. It's very, I don't even know how to describe it. It's not an easy book to read. You have to actually concentrate on what you're being told. It's like literally looking at like an essay or a school book. It is hard to read, but some of the things it said make sense, and there's what I like is at the end of each chapter there's like a little summary, so if you didn't really understand what was said, it summarises it and that makes it a lot better. Book number 2, and again I've already started reading this, is Small Change, Money Mishaps and How to Avoid Them. This was in the new releases section in Waterstones, and instantly I was like, damn, I need to read it. It's not very thick, but it says, why is a £100 shirt marked down to 60 worth more than the same shirt that was originally priced at £60? How does using credit cards influence how much money we spend? And does prepaying for a holiday make it seem better value? New York Times bestselling author Dan Ariely and a financial writer and comedian Jeff Chrysler answer these questions and more, exposing our hidden motivations driving our and often misguided and expensive decisions around money. Fascinating, engaging and funny and essential, Small Change is a sound investment, providing the tools you need to improve your financial choices and spend smarter and save better. So far actually I've really enjoyed it. I haven't really put it down. I want to read the whole thing like now and just stop filming and just finish reading it, but essentially it's the rules they're telling you about money are really quite interesting, and however the way they've got a stance on it is really easy to read. Everything's like storytelling, it's quite funny, it's upbeat, however the messages are always the same and the messages are always put through really well, so I would definitely recommend this. I will probably finish it by the end of today if I'm honest with you. Okay, and down to the books that I haven't read but have picked up. I picked up, and I'm going to show you them in order I found them. When you walk up my Waterstones, you've got the business and smart science on that side, and then you have to walk around to the other side to kind of the spiritual and self-development books. So I always kind of work round clockwise, so I always end up in the business bit first. So the first book I picked up was Self-Made, The Definitive Guide to Business Startup Success. And this was the only book I actually was going to walk out with. However, for some reason, I just had the urge to just like keep picking books up. I couldn't pick between all of these books, so I ended up buying them all. But this one really spoke out to me. I've got 2 other businesses in the pipeline at the moment, so that will be like one way 4th and 5th business, and I really wanted to read this book before I kind of got to the nitty-gritty of those businesses. So it says, learn how to create your own business and fulfill your dream of being self-sufficient and self-made entrepreneur. With this complete handbook to running success and a successful startup. I can't talk. This complete business startup toolkit, written by the apprentice finalist Bianca Miller Cole and the entrepreneur Brian Cole, is an inspiring, wide-ranging handbook that combines practical tips and advice with energetic ideas to help you thrive and stand out from the crowd. Decoding jargon that business circles use today, you'll get straightforward help with converting your innovative business concept into a commercially valuable proposition. You'll learn to avoid the costly mistakes of many who have gone through this before you and create a sustainable enterprise that will flourish. Learn how to run your own business without fear or failure. I just thought it was epic. I love the name. The title, Self-Made, is what kind of really stood out for me. It's kind of like rather than a business and how to develop in your business, it's like you've made this from scratch. Like, it is a step-by-step guide. And I did have a little flick through, and some of the things they've got in there is how to network during networking events, what you should wear to like networking events. You've then got there's things about making websites on there and how you should decide how to do it, SEO, what type of people you should employ to start off with, business mapping, the initial stages. So it goes through from start to finish how to start up a business, and I thought it'd be really, really interesting to read, and I'm hoping to get a few tips that maybe things that I've overlooked in my previous businesses that I would really like to take into my new businesses from this book. So I am hoping there's going to be little few things that I've overlooked and made mistakes on, really, and get some info from it. So again, I don't need to tell you that I'm going to review it at some point on some website, on some video. You know the gist. This book I have wanted for a very long time. It has been on my reading list of one book that I need to pick up, but I've never been able to find it. And jokingly, before I went into Waterstones, I messaged my partner and said, oh, I wonder if I can find this book. And he was like, oh no, you won't find it, you never find it, blah, blah, blah. And as I walked from the business section to the self-development section, at Waterstones, I'm assuming they got this in all Waterstones, have tables of books that they suggest that you read. And on this table was this book, and I was like, that is just fate. It is obviously in front of me, I don't have to look for it, it's like been picked for me, I have to pick it up. And that is How to Win Friends and Influence People. I have heard so many good stories about this book and so many tips, and everyone recommends it in life-changing books that you need to read. So I just had to pick it up. So on the back of it says, the only book you'll need to lead you to success. In his exuberant conversational style, internationally best-selling author Dale Carnegie, is that how you say it? Carnegie? Okay. Dale offers practical advice and techniques for how to get out of the mental rut and make your life more rewarding. His advice has stood the test of time and will tell you how to make friends and quickly and easily, win people over to your way of thinking, improve your conversational skills and become more entertaining, acquire new clients and customers. How to Win Friends and Influence People has the potential to turn around your relationship, improvement with dealings and all of the people in your life. The reason I wanted to read this book is because my dream and my ultimate goal is to be able to coach people in life and business, kind of like Tony Robbins 2.0. That's where I want to be, that's who I want to be. And I thought this book would be good to kind of give me tips on how to talk to people and how to get my views across, which will obviously make things like this and my YouTube channel grow a lot more, because I'll be able to actually get what's in my head out without sounding like a complete retard, but also develop me in the idea of I can speak to large crowds of people, I can get my point across, and I just thought it would be a good book to pick up for that reason. So I am really glad that Waterstones found that for me. I've wanted that for about a year now and I haven't been able to find it, and I only have 3 more books left. So can you see it? Tell I went on a rampage. I don't even want to explain to you how much this cost. Like, yeah, whoever thought this would cost this much money. So the next book I got is Ask and It Is Given, Learning How to Manifest and Use the Law of Attraction. I am a huge advocate of the law of attraction. There are so many success stories about it. I mentioned it in my previous video. Manifesting is something that most successful entrepreneurs do and most spiritual people do, and it is absolutely everywhere. The secret is no longer a secret, it is out and everyone's talking about it. So I thought I would read this book. There was a few in this collection which spoke out to me, but I just thought I'd start with the basic one. And it says on the back, this book became instant bestseller in weeks after its publication in the US. Ask and It Is Given is the teachings of Abraham were the inspiration behind the movie The Secret and the fascination with the laws of attraction. It's hailed by numerous leading spiritual and personal development teachers as one of the most important books of our time. It's profoundly changed many people's lives. Using these 22 powerful processes will help you change the way you look at things, and as you do, so the things that you look at will change. You will see a whole new world unfold right in front of your eyes. Esther and Jerry Hicks have dedicated their lives to communicating the Abraham Hicks teachings and people around the world. They've got a website and they preach this website. So I thought this was going to be a great book. I always watch law of attraction videos and I always want to kind of develop my technique because I find it really hard. I find the law of attraction hard. I don't know if that's just me or everyone who tries the law of attraction when they start out find it hard, but to sit down and actually visualize things, I envision when I listen to these people's videos, that visualization, they can actually see it like a dream. You know, like when you're dreaming you can see what you're thinking, essentially. There is a picture in your head, whereas when I manifest and I close my eyes, I tend to just see like black and white blobs, and it's more my brain thinking about the situations, and I can picture the situations but I can't physically see them. I don't know if that means I'm doing it wrong, which is kind of the reason why I picked up this book. I also like to meditate and tell the world I am going this way. Like, yeah, I just thought I would learn some tips and tricks and actually try and become better at manifesting things and develop my skills on it, and I'll be able to help other people and essentially manifest my dreams is what I'm idealing to hope for. So I will let you know about this book. This book is the thickest book I've actually picked up, and it is, I mean, it is quite hefty, but I reckon it'll be worthwhile. Okay, we are moving back to business now, which these were both in the self-development section, but essentially they're kind of business related. And the first one is called Step Up, and it's a beautiful cover. It's got this woman walking in high heels, which I absolutely love. And it says confidence, success, and your stellar career in 10 minutes a day, which hooked me right away. Before I even read the back of the book, the fact it said like these are 10 minutes a day that you just need to focus, I thought I can read it alongside other books. Literally there is like tiny chapters and little workouts for you to do, and you just take and read a chapter at a time and do a workout, so it's great. So on the back it says transform your career one step at a time. Whether the world you're in is creative, entrepreneurial or corporate, Step Up is the indispensable work-life handbook for every woman in every profession at every stage of your career and life. Uniquely combining success stories and interviews from the likes of Kirsty Young, Bobby Brown and late and great Zia Hadid, with practical 10-minute workouts based on the very latest social and academic research, Step Up is equal parts inspiration and no-nonsense advice. Now go find your career unicorn. I hope this is going to be a bit like the Woman's Handbook, which I reviewed and I will leave a link down below, which essentially broke everything down for you. I did know a lot of the things in Woman's Handbook and it is things that I'd learned. However, I've always been reminded of it. I don't really care, because the more you're reminded of it, the more it kind of seeps into your brain. But I'm hoping, like the fact that it's got Bobby Brown in it, an interview from Bobby Brown, who I absolutely adore. I think she's an amazing woman. I'm hoping to get a bit more out of this, and I just like the fact it's 10 minutes a day. Like, who can't make 10 minutes a day to become successful? Of course you can. And the only bit that gets me about this book, and it got me about the Woman's Working Handbook as well, obviously they are exactly for women. It is a bit sexist, if in my opinion. I think that a lot of the books in the business section and the popular science section are more aimed at men in modern day, which essentially is a little bit suckish because I always go in that section. However, I do find in the self-development section you get the complete opposite, and you get books that are essentially made for women only. And I understand that becomes a niche. However, I do think that a lot of the things in this book will probably be relatable to men, and I think they've kind of shut themselves off, because if a man would like this book, they're missing out on sales. So that does get me. However, I'm going to share the tips in it, so it doesn't really matter, because the men that watch this channel will find out. And my last book that I picked up was a bit of a whim, really, and I saw it and it was kind of like one of the ones where they're displayed and I've only got one left, and I thought, do you know what, it looks like a book that I wanted to read this book, but I didn't want to read this book now. Unlike the other books where I like had to take them, this was a book I was like, oh, do you know what, I would want to read that in the future. I could add it to my reading list. However, there was only one left, so I was like, do you know what, I'm just going to pick it up now. Like, while I've spent all this money, and I literally couldn't carry the books down the stairs, while I'd spent all this money, what's the harm in picking up this book while it's in stock? So it's called Productivity Ninja, and it's got a really, really cool front cover, which is broken down to 3 steps. Worry less, achieve more, love what you do, makes you become. A productivity ninja. So the back says, in an age of information overload, traditional time management techniques simply don't cut it anymore. Thankfully, there is a better way, the way of the productivity ninja. Using techniques including ruthlessness, mindfulness, zen-like calm, stealth and camouflage, you'll get your inbox down to zero, make the most of your attention, beat procrastination and learn to work smarter and not harder. I am really interested in reading this book purely because it's the way that he said you can just, it's calming techniques. It's not things that it's like do this and you'll become productive. It's actually calm down, find your inner peace, enjoy what you want about it. And that's one of the things that I always talk about, is how that you're not going to be successful if you don't calm down and you don't take a step back and do what you enjoy. So just kind of looking in, there are like workbook again. So I think this is just a general habit changer. I think it's a habit changing book. Obviously I don't know until I read it, but that is what I assume it will be, and I just had to pick it up. And when I took it down to the checkout, the man at the checkout also, I'm just going to put it down, add to my huge pile of books. The man at the checkout also said he really wanted to read it, which means I did feel a little bit bad that I took the last copy in the shop, but it's something that I think a lot of people would want to read and want to know. I mean, it is a dense book, which obviously puts people off quite a lot. So I'm hoping to find out some habits and kind of productive things that we can do, and little mindset changes that will make you more productive, enjoy it more, and your life less stressful. So I will obviously be reviewing all of these books like I mentioned, and they will be kind of shortlisted and they will all kind of be broken down on my Digital Millionaires website. Again, I will leave the link down below, I always do. And if you have any books and recommendations, the things that you want, that you've read and you think other people should read, please leave them down below in the comments, and let me know, because I want to go shopping. I'm pretty sure I'll read through these books by the end of the month. So thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and like the video. It really does help me out, and I know that I should keep doing this, and I will see you next week for another video. Bye.